Hello and welcome to this week's assembly. Today we're going to talk about the IB learner trait of reflective. As reflective learners, we give thoughtful consideration to our own learning and experience. We're able to assess and understand our strengths and limitations in order to support our learning and personal development. I know that there are many examples that you could all give me from your classrooms when you're being reflective. But did you know that your school also practices being reflective? We are constantly assessing and figuring out what we could do better. One of the best ways we learn about how we're doing is through our surveys. Let's talk with someone on our faculty who is leading our school's efforts to be reflective, Ms. Thornburg. Well, good afternoon, Ms. Thornburg. How are you?
I'm great, Mr. Brooks. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. I am doing this week's assembly on being reflective, and I thought you would be great to talk with about being reflective because I think some of the work you're doing as a leadership fellow is reflective.
You're correct. I am doing surveys of the MCDS community as part of my leadership fellowship.
So before we go into that, could you share with the students and our community what a leadership fellow at MCDS is?
Absolutely. Yeah, so leadership fellows are teachers and staff at MCDS who have either applied to bring in ideas to better the school or to take over some ideas that the school has to better the school. And so surveys was one of the things that I thought could do a great deal to improve on what we're doing and make sure we are continue to doing things that we're doing well.
That's really interesting. So tell us about your surveys and who are you surveying?
Yeah, thanks. So we're serving everybody. That's the fun thing. So everyone from parents to teachers to students. So we really want to get a good idea of the greater community and we want to reflect on how everyone is feeling at MCDS.
So why don't we talk about the student surveys? Those seem interesting to me.
They're so fun. So the high school and the middle school did two standardized surveys where we looked at students, how they are feeling at school, what they like, what they don't like. And then in the lower school, I created surveys and have been going into classrooms talking about similar things. Do students feel safe at school? Do they like what's happening? What are their favorite parts? What are parts that they could do better?
And so what are you doing with those survey results?
Thank you for asking. So this is a great part about being reflective. We are looking at the results and we're reflecting on what's going well and what do we love about MCDS so we can keep doing those things. And then we're looking at what's not going great and what we can improve upon. So an example of that, even though it wasn't asked in the survey, was the pizza. Some folks didn't really like it and now we have new pizza. So we want to have similar ideas.
I hope they enjoy the pizza we have now. Well, Ms. Thornburg, thank you. And we're really appreciative of all the work you're doing on your leadership fellow and being reflective and so that we can improve the school.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's so much fun to be able to do it.
So weird doing this through Zoom, but we'll give it a shot.
Hey, Mr. D.
Hey, Layla, how you doing today?
Good, how about you?
Good. I'm a little nervous about this interview, so take it easy on me.
Okay. As our academic technology integration specialist, what do you do in your job?
Well, my job has lots of different duties. I basically help the teachers integrate technology into their classroom in a meaningful way so that they can use it more efficiently and more creatively with the students. I'm also in charge of teaching the students a little digital citizenships and going into the classrooms and teaching them to use creative tools collaboratively or use them to communicate and try different software and different applications. And some of the time I'm in charge of helping out with some of the schools' implementation of different software and different things that make life easier for the teachers. And I also help out in the STEAM camp. And I get to play in the makerspace with the laser printer and the 3D printers and do some design classes in there as well. So Tinker Space and Maker Space are where I hang out, and then I kind of get to go to all the classes.
That's awesome. Okay. What do you love about your job?
Well, I love trying new things, and I love being able to go to all the different classrooms and see all the different levels, trying new things and trying to kind of experiment and try something they haven't used before and use it in a creative manner and to design things. And so, yeah, and I like to get to see all the different teachers and how they implement technology into their classroom. So I get to see a lot of people every day. So it's kind of fun.
That's awesome. Do you have a pet?
I do. I've had lots of classroom pets ranging from snakes and ferrets and rabbits and turtles and frogs and lizards and bearded dragons and all kinds of things. But right now I've settled in on my dog. I have a Shiba Inu. So here's a picture of it and I'll show that. And then, yeah, her name's Toshi.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, she's a real lazy dog that just kind of lays around on your feet all day long.
Aww. What do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I like to hike and I like to go camping and kayaking and swimming and just be outdoors and enjoy nature. I like to play volleyball. I like to play sports and do different things. So yeah, I like to be active.
Nice, me too. What is something that we would find surprising about you?
One surprising thing about me is I love old black and white movies. I just love watching the classics and comparing them to modern day movies. I love all kinds of movies. I love foreign films, being able to read the subtitles and see how other countries make movies and kind of what they focus on. I like the cinematography of movies and the art of movie making.
What is something that you have always wanted to do but you haven't done yet?
I would like to either parachute or fly a powered parachute with a propeller behind me. I'm very curious about it. I would love to try that, something exciting. I would love to travel more, go to Europe and different countries where my heritage is from and where my ancestors are from, like Italy and Greece. I'd love to visit those places. So those are a couple of things that I'd love to try.
That's awesome. That sounds really fun. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for interviewing me. You take care.
You're welcome.
Have
Bye.
a good day.
The first question is, do you have any pets?
Yes and no. I don't have any pets. My wife has a 40-pound dog. One daughter has a 9-pound dog. And my other daughter, Sadie, has a cat.
Where's the coolest place you've ever been to?
Off the top of my head, so when my stepmom lived in Hong Kong and I was in college, I got to visit her, which was great. And then you take a ferry to the island of Macau, and then you take another small boat to another small island, and then you take a bus with everyone who's going to this restaurant at the top of a hill, and it's sort of this Portuguese barbecue, and it was, I feel like it was the greatest meal I've ever had. And to have gone from Hong Kong to an island to another island up a bus kind of makes it cool.
That sounds amazing. What's your favorite thing about teaching?
I think seeing you all, I was going to say seeing you all struggle, but I don't mean that in a bad way. When I ask a question and you don't quite know the answer, and you have to think and you have to question and you have to practice your skills and then you arrive at an answer. So it's sort of, if I don't want to give you easy questions, but when I give you challenging questions that you can work out for yourself. And so I've, to use the line, I've taught you how to think, not what to think. And to see you practice that and arrive at your own thoughts is probably the most rewarding part.
Nice. What's your favorite thing about IB?
Oh, because I'm the coordinator, so I have to say this.
Yeah.
It's very similar. Teaching kids how to think. I give kids a certain amounts of facts and knowledge, but then what you students do with it is the really interesting part. And so, I think having, both of, I have one daughter who's going through the program, another daughter who graduated, and just at home listening to the really interesting things that they come up with, I think to me has been like, okay, that's for all of the, I know I have to say IB is really good. I'm like, that's an IB education, isn't it?
What's one thing that you can't live without?
I mean, aside from the sort of obvious, because it would be absolutely awful if I didn't have my wife and my children.
Yeah.
This is going to sound so on track. The ability to think.
Yep. What's your favorite MCDS memory?
So I was teaching a long sort of 17th century poem, Paradise Lost. And I know my literature, but I'm not great on math. We were reading something about, I knew that calculus is about limits and infinity. And I sort of went downstairs and talked to the math teacher in between classes. It was like morning break. I was like, do you think this line, is he referencing calculus? And so we just got talking. I knew my literature, he knew his math. And then it's just coincidence, the students had actually had English and then came down to math. And so we just carried this conversation on, and that became the entire class. And we were able to talk with the student. I learned some stuff about calculus, and the teacher was able to sort of step away from the daily, okay, you have to solve problems number 4, 5, and 6, to let's think about this thing and this incredible discovery or invention. That's a TOK question, by the way, of math. And let's put it in sort of cultural context and what it meant to real human beings. And there was just a group of us in the room talking, questioning, thinking together. And
very IB memory as well.
Yeah.
What's your favorite soccer team?
Manchester United. And for the record, for anyone who thinks, I think I'm actually from Manchester, and I had a season ticket for Manchester United when I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
So, and then I had one until I left when I was 16.
Very cool.
And now it's time for birthdays. Wonderful happy birthday to Ancha, Modu, Rama, Ariana, Ashton, Sydney, Tierney, Estelle, Trinity, and Ben. Happy birthday, everyone. And before I sign off, I want to share a great story with you. So, I've been out at drop-off and pickup every morning and afternoon, and I must say that it's a little chilly here in the Midwest. And so this morning, I said to a parent that I really liked her hat because it was a very cool hat, and I was admiring it. And by the way, we wear hats in California to shade ourselves from the sun, so I didn't bring any hats with me. And so I shared with this mom that I liked her hat. And guess what? Within about 2 hours, there was a same hat on my desk in this Valentine's bag. And it says, from a secret admiring lower school family, I want to thank that family for thinking about me. It's very MCDS that somebody would be that kind. And look at my new hat that I got. So you will see me out front wearing my new hat. And it actually has a leather strap here for the wind. So thank you very much for the hat. And everybody have a warm and cozy week.